Okay. Hey, Summer. Hey, Embercat. Let's start off with this, whatever this is. Oh, I gotta control R. Gotta restart arena because it's running with elevated permissions, whatever the hell that means. None of that arena. Calm your tits. Okay. Spooter. Omenpaths. Phantom bot draft. But yeah, so 10 hours until the Omen Path is happening. Bot draft. Let's go. I hate bots. So this could be wonky. Breeding pool, Halia, Plasma Bolt. I wonder how bad the bots are. Should I just take Plasma Bolt and see? I'm gonna take Halia and have... Yeah, let's see. Okay, Grove Strider over Orbital Plunge here, just to keep with this, or just Orbital Plunge. There's also Scissor Secundi, which is pretty good. I'm still gonna stick with this for now. Okay, no green. The bots know that much, at least. But there's Honor, Giga, Fallers, and Depressurized, which is interesting. Focus Fire here, too. Luminary, Pinnacle, Pulsar. I'm gonna go Pulsar first. Ooh, C-Chip Impact. Okay. Pulsar over Mech, and that's close, though. Weft Blade, sure. Auxiliary, yeah. Perigi, I want these three. They're pretty good. Okay. I'll take one of these just because of the 3-drop over this. Pilot? No, Kill Ship. Okay. God, I want that pilot too, though. But now that we've got the Pulsars, this should be good. Okay. Close Encounter. Mechan. Or I can let go of green. I mean, in theory, if the bots are correct, the green should be flowing from this side. But the bots are never correct. Like, the bots are never right. So, like, so if I'm going into something else, I'm not taking Consult, I'm taking Servandum, because black was really open. But I'm gonna still go with this for now. Gravkill, Scout, Gene. I do want Shattered Wings, but I'm going to take the Command Bridge here. I don't mind the Ice Cave Crasher either. I'm just going to make sure that I can cast spells. Savior here over Sky Stinger. Some interesting stuff, but nothing that makes me want to go into something else. That is a late Mechan. Radiant second this. Okay. There was another Wormwall Sweeper that might come around. I'm going to take the Scout here. Ah, there's another Scout, too, apparently, that's coming around. Don't think I want another one of those, but all right. Jesus! All right, should have taken the Wormwall. Okay, so I have options here. I can take the Stirring Wildwood, which I think is very good. Or I can take the Galactic Wayfarer, or I can take the Wedge Light, Close Encounter, Luminary, or even Sweeper. But I don't think... So I think it's between Galactic Wayfarer and the Stirring Wildwood. And I think this wheels sometimes in paper. I don't know whether it's going to wheel with bots. Wedge Light Rammer is very tempting because we have 2 Pulsar Squadron Aces, but we're going to grab this. Close Encounter... over Orbital Plunge. Although we can cast the Orbital Plunge. And a lot of our things are pretty tiny, so this actually isn't that good. Eh. Remember, Blooming Stinger doesn't really work with the Close Encounter. It's not... It works with the other punch spell, not the Close. Close is not... Close deals the damage, not the creature. Broodguard might actually be okay in this deck. Like, we might just need it for the counters. We have a lot of counters already, but... I kind of want a 2-drop. Whatever. Alright, I will splash a Felgrav ship over there. Okay. Alright, let's see. Second Command Bridge, Tenderfoot. I don't think it's either of these, although I would like more of these. We have 2 tokens here, lander tokens for the 1 black that we need. I don't think we need another command bridge. I think it's Tenderfoot. Grav kill, though? Okay, fine. Oh, I want that sweeper, too! Alright. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom. You figure out what to cut here. Might be Scout for Survivors. I think Dual Sun Technique could probably come out as well, although I think that might be a way to steal a game. Alright, I'll be right back. Scrapbot's never going anywhere. I mean, as far as like choices go, that's terrible. Honestly. Ugh. I don't have a lot of flyers. We do have this. Well, I mean, look, we have Gravkill and Fell Graveship. That's one of two ways that we can actually cast those cards because it produces a lander, like, and a gene pollinator, right? Outside of the lands. And we're only going to be running one swamp, so probably because we have 2 command bridges. I don't even know if I'm running 2 command bridges. But yeah, that's just like we can't cast our spells, so we don't run that card. It's sort of the idea. Well, I mean, I'm not going to cut that as a, like, I would have to add a land back for it, most likely. I do like that this is a flyer that we can pump that has evasion, and Halia can draw a card off of it, maybe. But, yeah. I really just like Breacher. Nine sources of green, 9 sources of white, 3 sources of black. Meh. All right, whatever. It's midweek magic. We don't care. All right. All right, here we go. The Bargler. Somebody who did the Yargle things. Okay, gonna need to draw some lands. Whoa, our rankings are all weird. Oh, it's because it's midweek magic, probably. Alright, if they have Banishing Light here, that's a little rough. I just don't think putting a 1/1 out this turn is that good. Oh, fuck. It's worse than Banishing Light, isn't it? I need Gravkill. I mean, failing that, I guess we need a, like, oh no. I'm gonna lose. I guess we have to work up to Pinnacle, but I think we're dead by then. Actually, a flyer might be the only way I can get there. Nah. Alright. Yes. Okay. They are very concerned over their precious, Cosmic Grand. So we got to eat their Halia. Like, that's really, really a good trade for us. Jesus Christ. Okay. Fuck. Do you think they have the indestructible? Yes! Favorite set so far this year? Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Draw 2 more freaking cards, Jesus. Fuck, 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 fuck. I can't beat it. They've outdrawn... Wait, what? They've outdrawn... They drew us 5 more cards. How do they still have so many cards? They have 23 cards right now. Wait, what did I miss? I mean, they drew 3 cards off Terra Symbiosis once, and then 2 cards. They drew 5 extra cards. Like, what? Why are they only 1 card ahead of us? Oh, is it only once per turn? Oh, they didn't draw 3 extra cards. They drew 1 extra card each time, so it's only 2 extra cards. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Damn! Cosmic Grand plus Terra Symbiosis. Okay, it only took us once, so there we go. Thank you, deck, for behaving. That was crazy. Okay. Also, it really helped that they let us do damage for free a lot of the time. I was just getting the scry. Like, I was just trying to get the scry there because I needed to draw into removal for that Cosmogrand, but they were just letting us get in with it or eat the Halia, like that. I mean, trade with the Halia rather, because it wasn't eat, because our creature did die because they double blocked, but that was really good for us. Like, I mean, I actually really liked this set, in terms of play, because there just aren't as many crazy bombs as we were hitting against Final Fantasy or Tarkir. Like, those sets were pretty miserable for us. Is everybody in green-white that we're facing? I'm willing to trade for the coordinator with the Tenderfoot. Because next turn... Oh, I'm glad I did, because that would be a lot bigger. All right. I can already attack for this one profitably, so I get to draw a card anyway, so I'm going to put it on Halia, make her a threat too. Like, I really love the mechanics of Final Fantasy, but I kept getting Sinned and Ardent out of the game. Arachnid person, yes! Omenpaths, let's go! What? That cannot be right. That is absolutely incorrect. Incorrect, my friend. So incorrect, I can't even tell you. You're at 1 on board. If I draw a land, you're dead to this. Wrong. Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's go, but like... I didn't draw the land, so... Guess we just play this out. Actually, 2 bodies is probably better going wide against that. Although a flyer is good. Hmm. I'm in danger, yeah. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we play a land. Alright, now I have to think. How do I want to win this game? I can play the Felgrav ship, get back the Intrepid Tenderfoot, and just fetch a land and go from there. Or I can auxiliary boosters. The Felgrav ship will allow me to pinnacle kill ship away a flyer next turn to just get in with the Felgrav ship for lethal. That's really interesting. Because I can't boosters plus crack a token, so... I'd rather use Felgrav ship on something else. But if they have 1 piece of removal for this artifact, then we are less likely to win there. I think I like doing this. Gonna leave it more difficult to kill for now. Okay. All right, so they probably have to destroy target creature, tap 3 creature, gain 3 life. That's the interesting part. All right, so I'm assuming this is dead. Good morning, Makundi. How you doing? Oh, it was that, not the other. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's a slight issue. Oh no, they're just dead. Okay, never mind. There's no issue at all. This one here and this one here. Take 8, go to 4. Kill them on the backswing. Woohoo, victory! No, they didn't. I mean, the attack, the turning on the 2/2 flyer was a huge issue. Definitely. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, had to read stuffs. Gonna grab coffee. Nice. Have fun. We have one asshat on YouTube, so I had to go delete the messages and ban the user. So that was fun. Oh, hi, Floof. Hey, Cape Ton. Yeah. There's repairman, the noise off awful. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, exactly. Not sanitary. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10. Sure. Excuse, you gotta go down here. Come on. I gotta play. Okay. Huh. Take another potentially 4. All right, I am going to risk something here, and I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it. All right, it's fine. Yeah, he's very cute. Tannic, okay. The cat's playing with his mousy toy. In this case, just a not a real mouse this time. Good morning, IT Time. How you doing? He's so cute when he plays with his mousy. All right, I'm sure they have removal here, but I'm still going to block. Because if they use removal, then we just get to play this, and it's pretty good. Thanks, Magic Money. Appreciate it. Germinating worm. Germinating worm. Use this prior to figure out blocks. If they have +1/+1 and indestructible, we're gonna have to block. But if they use it on this, we get to grow Strider, eat the Thawbringer. Oh, we played around that nicely. We played around that really nicely. Okay. Okay. Is that Pyroclasm? It can be very good. I mean, it would have taken out 3 of my creatures there, but it would also take out 2 of theirs. They were just hoping I blocked with the 5/5, so it could take that out too. So it can be very nice. What? Frickin' alchemy. Sorry. All right. I think that's all the wins we need. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, this draft. Okay, let's go. Alrighty then. Yeah, I wanted to get in some last Edge drafts. Edge has been the one we've performed best in, I think, overall. Why am I ranked here? Isn't this a traditional draft? Alright. Fine. Do you get to do both midweeks or is it draft or sealed? What? Is there another midweek? I just did the draft. Is there another one? If they played a creature out, I would have warped this and then attacked for 6. Bye-bye, engineer. Fetching the red because we have so much more green. Well, any pump does punish it, but that one we had a lot of little creatures as well that would have been annoying. That were slightly annoying to lose, but oftentimes you'll get an opponent that has a really good start like this and you didn't have anything, so it's still an okay thing to do. Death Toucher, huh? Let's see which they block. I assume they block the Mechanozoa to turn the escort smaller. However, it's possible they block the other one. But what we can do is Cav Landseeker, sack the token, next turn do Pinnacle Ship and make this a 7/4. Or I could just play the Harmonious Grove Strider out and make it huge too. I kind of like that too. Let's just do... Well... No, I like this. This gives me a menace creature, a big creature next turn, and stuffs. And access to removal, so... They're stuck on mana for what it's worth. That's been bad for them. Yeah. Grove Strider alone can crew this next turn, and they got to take care of this, and then I can do that. But they didn't draw lands, so that's the problem with that one there. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully this game will be better. One of the things, though, that the Pyroclasm punishes is if you have a bunch of small creatures and they have a bunch of big creatures and you really need to get them off the board, you can flunge, right? That's also another opportunity. So it's a controlling deck or a slower deck can use it to wipe the board and buy itself time, but an aggro deck can also use it to clear the big creatures off the board and start playing its other stuffs. I'm gonna need a green source. Thank you. We do have like 10 green sources in this, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Put the Grove Strider instead of the Agrarian because the Agrarian does not have Ward. And Ward 2 on something like this means Plunge is not doable right yet. Huh. I can't do Warp into Siege Ship. Without... And then play the land. I have to play the land first, is the problem. Because this doesn't add for either of these. Actually, I could have sacked this while I do this and get 2 counters on this. I think I want to leave it up to block, but that's probably wrong. It doesn't take it out of plunge range anyway. I do want to keep the lander if we get the gene morph. Yep. Jump check. All right. That's fine. Hey, go get watch. Happy bird. It's going okay. It's going okay. I was hoping they'd pump it with the Zookeeper first, but... Alright, there are 5 lands left in the deck, according to Untapped. Wait, that's what I tapped. What just happened? What just happened? I tapped this for this. Oh, double triggers because of Pokemon! I love it. Hilarious. I love it. All right, I think we win. I mean, if they put out another creature here, maybe not, but this one just tapped, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a Godmaw. When do they have to play that by? This turn. Oops. Gonna fight my Vocalist. Aw. Alright, that does mean I don't think I can win this turn. Never mind. Booyah! 1313 seed ship, which I could have made bigger. Okay, that was nice. It was whether we won this turn or the next turn, but like it was still... That was super sweet. We did the midweek challenge, yes, yeah. Already got those wins. Green, white. And then we played a lot of green whites, actually. Green white decks. Okay. Land first, then Scoutlander? That's fine. Because we're going to be mechanizoing this coming turn. No, I mean, we've been bronze playing against mythic people too. Like, it's just, you know, whether you've played in a little while, you derank naturally if you've just, like, been away from arena for a while. The rank doesn't really matter that much. There are occasions where it does, right? It might indicate a newer player, but it might not. Mm-hmm. All right, I might lose here because we did this order of stuffs. Like, I'm gonna take a full 6 or so at least here. Because they had the removal. Like, I could have done it slightly differently, but I really needed that extra land. Because if I did the sacrifice, I would still only have 4 lands, and I needed to make sure that I got to 5, because I had my entire top deck in that hand. Oof, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, and we didn't draw land, so... I think we're dead. That is sad. If we'd drawn a land, we could play one of the mechs and block as well as do it. So tap this, tap this, and then block this. But then we take 2 or 4, depending on whether they had doubles. It's not mana screw. We just... I kept a hand with a lot of late game, and they got a really fast start comparatively. I needed the extra land, though, so I had to keep that land on top, I think, because we just got the late game. So what can I do here, if anything? I cannot double spell with a scrapbot and the mech, so I think we just say good game and move to the next one. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah, that was just annoying. Go Gatewatch. Hold on. Message in Discord. I'm going. Yes, absolutely. Oh my god, that's so exciting. That's so cool. Yes, there's lots of places that are awesome here. 41 is intentional, yes. Ooh, that dead. But not yet. Well, yeah, fine. I was gonna mech it. That would be super fun. Oh, I'm sorry, OP. Yeah. God. Well, the combination particular of Emissary Escort plus mech is dumb. Also, you should disregard these ranks. This is traditional. People aren't ranked at all right now as far as that. Let's mulligan this. Oof. Okay. Like, we are not 121. I think we're like 300 something. Last I looked, because we haven't been playing ranked for a while. Leave it in the deck? Yeah, we'll leave that in the deck, actually. That's fine. I do want to kill that lightsmith, so... This is only 2, though, so I'd have to, like, play this out first for the thing. Ah, that's annoying. Damn, they got to double spell. That's crazy. Can't warp this and play the Land Seeker. I can Shattered Wings the Pollinator. I can warp this and use the gunship to kill the Blooming Stinger. But I feel like I'm supposed to... If I Kav Land Seeker this turn... God, that's close. I won't be able to get a second blue. But what I can do is double the War Maker here and kill both of these. And then we can play this out later. Okay. Yeah, awkward, unfortunately. This card is such a house. It's so good. I really wish I could have killed it sooner. We were always like a little bit behind being able to do so. Oh, nice. Now the question is whether I turn this into a creature, because they could have Banishing Light coming up. It doesn't block this well, but it's still okay. No, I think we just wait. Okay. Haha! Told ya! But we can get it back just at sorcery speed. Maybe I should have, and then if they did that, we could actually play this out, kill it with Shattered Wings. Ah, man, I just didn't know what they had, is the only thing. But yeah, then I could have done this twice. It would have been so good and just removed their field. Like, oh. Just hope no wrath. I think they're saying nice because they're not drawing lands. They are stuck on lands. And that's what they're saying nice about. It is, I believe, ironic. They're gonna concede with this kill ship. Don't you think? Yeah, but that song actually wasn't ironic. It was just unfortunate. True irony is slightly different. Counter to expectations. It's not actually. Yay, trophy! This deck was so good. And it drew so well. And, like, yeah. And it did help that opponents made a few errors. And it, you know, based on my assessment of their play, not based on actuality, because I don't know what they have in their deck. I don't know what they have in their hand. So it might have been the right thing to do at the time, for them. And I actually, like, but this is just based on my assessment. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. Kill 2 things, get back my thing. Yeah, it's gross. Get back my 1/3. That was sweet. It was a beautiful deck. It just and it drew beautifully. It wasn't like the most amazing deck ever, but it drew really well. And I'm really grateful. Today is going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. This is going to be this early access streamer day for Omen through the Omenpaths. We can already see it available on my account. That it's going to come up in like, it was 10 hours, probably 9 hours now. It's 4:12 in the morning, yeah. So yeah, stream day. Sorry, I'm just telling Griddle about stuff. Lady got defrauded and nobody put in a referral. I'm so sorry. So this is not filling up that fast, but that's okay. We can go to something else if we prefer. But yeah, yeah. Every spider web mentioned where Watsy's like, "Can we use this? Did this? Is this okay?" All right, so I am building, because reasons, I am working on both a food deck that isn't the precon that I upgraded with. So the food precon that I got with Lord of the Rings, I upgraded only with Lord of the Rings cards. I made it only Lord of the Rings cards, and so I wanted to build a food deck my way. So I am building that, and it's going to be very fun, I feel. So I'm working on that, and I'm also working on, I do have a +1/+1 counter deck. It's Simic, but I really want to build the, technically this is spelled Titus, but I believe it's pronounced Titus deck. So because I really wanted to use white cards, and I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna have a hard time cutting it down. So it's, yeah, but yeah, I'm building the Titus and Yuna deck. So yeah, I'm going to have some fun with +1/+1 counters. I'm very excited. And I know there's a hardened scales in the precon of the Titus. I just and this is what it looks like. I so prefer this art. this art is so cool comparatively, in my opinion. Like, but that's probably because I don't know the lore very well for this, but I really prefer this. So I'm probably gonna like take out some of the Final Fantasy artwork because I prefer the other artwork. But I'm gonna have so much fun. There's so many things I want to include in this deck. I really do have to fix up the other deck too and make sure that I'm not like duplicating too much. But I'm really excited about some of my white cards for this deck. Like I've been meaning to put this in a deck forever. Like this is just really good because you get an energy counter and T just doubles counters and proliferates, so it's really sweet. So I'm excited to do that. I've been looking for a place to put a Sanctuary Warden. So... And a little Tender Wild Guide. So, like... And I had to take out... Like, there wasn't enough space for my Master Biomancer in the other deck, so I might put it in this one. So there's... And, like, an Armorcraft Judge. And, yeah. It's so much fun. And my little Gilder Baron foil. Look at it! It's so cute. Niels Ham's art in foil. Look at this. How do you get cuter than this? Like, yes, it's an ugly cute, but I love this. Here, hold on. Let me like, get close to this one. There you go. Look at that. How do you get cuter than this little duder guy? Like this little frog costumed duder guy. Anyway. Let's go out a little bit and then let's focus there. But yeah, it's a cool card. Anyway, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quickly, and then if it hasn't fired, we'll go do a different kind of edge draft, probably premiere, and see if that fires. All right, or we can do a cube, whichever we prefer. Okay. Only 3 people. we have too many magic cards in this house, and I will be selling quite a bit in Atlanta, so that'll be nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a little while. I'm gonna actually do some of this. Yeah, we got a Possum Druid. Possum Druid. All right, so first what I want to do is double check that I've got everything that I want in my my Zagana deck. I'll be right back. I am not going to TwitchCon, no. I am going to MagicCon Atlanta next week or whatever it is. Okay. So this is +1/+1 for everyone, otherwise known as the embiggening of these cards. So, it's my +1/+1 counters deck. It is headed by Zagana. So what Zagana does, let's get closer. What Zagana does is draw you cards based on its power when it enters the battlefield, but it also enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control. So my other creatures are going to be quite large because they're going to have a lot of +1/+1 counters on it. So the idea is I pay 6 and draw lots of cards. So it's not the most powerful commander out there, but it's super fun. And that's my +1/+1 counter commander. And then we also have, for this deck, yeah, it's sorted. Okay, that's good. So as far as the lands go, we have the norm, right? We have the Command Tower, Sheldon Menery version. Super sweet. Vinestalk, Dreamroot Cascade, Simic Growth Chamber, because there's a few DFCs that I want to put back in my hand. Flooded Grove, Hinterland Harbor, Breeding Pool, Misty Rainforest, Yavimaya Coast, Lumbering Falls, Llanowar Reborn, again, +1/+1 counter here. It has Graft. Oran Reef, the Vastwood, puts counters on things. Boseiju, value land. Reliquary Tower, so I can have lots more cards in hand than normal. Bark Channel Pathway, just a blue-green land. Proliferate Land, which is Karn's Bastion. Hedge Maze, we got Surveil, Rejuvenating Springs, Temple of Mystery, and a bunch of other lands. And I probably am missing some things to put in this as far as like blue-green lands. There's like a new, there was the OTJ produced the blue-green one filter land type thing, so I can consider adding that if I don't need quite so many basics. So that's the land situation currently. So as far as cards go, what we have are the following. Let me see. So those are the spells. So we have Planeswalker Nissa. Give me 1 second. Planeswalker Teferi. Okay, these are a little bit mixed up. Sorry about that. I'm fixing it. As far as spells and creatures. Oh, this deck is so much fun. Okay. So let's look at the planeswalkers first, obviously. So this was the one I altered on on Elder Dragon Hijinks and crushed with. So Teferi ults really fast in this deck because a lot of our creatures draw cards when +1/+1 counters are put on them. And so whenever you draw a card, you get a loyalty counter on Teferi. So Teferi got to 12 real fast. Again, you make little 2/2 blue spirit creature tokens with vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Again, so just big things. This one, Nissa is just to ramp me, but it can also put 3+1/+1 counters on up to one target non-creature land I control. Untap it, it becomes a 3/3 land creature. So that, and it also ramps me because it gives me, whenever a forest is tapped, I get an extra green source. So as far as the creatures go, there's a lot of creatures that have +1/+1 counters or put +1/+1 counters on things, but there's also a lot of creatures that when they have +1/+1 counters put on them, I get certain things to happen. So as far as ramping creatures, we have Incubation Druid, right? That it adapts 3, so 3 +1/+1 counters on it. And then if it has any +1/+1 counters on it, you get 3 mana of a type instead. So even if I just put 1 counter on it, I'm still going to be able to add 3 mana of a type that a land I control could produce. Incubation Druid is great. Biophagus is absolutely freaking nutty. So this is a 1/3 for 2 from Warhammer 40k. It taps to add 1 mana of any color. If that mana is spent to cast a creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, which is just dumb. We have Gyre Sage, which evolves, and you can add green to your mana pool for each +1/+1 counter on Gyre Sage. And we have, let's see, what else do we have as far as like ramp, sort of. Rishkar, Pima Renegade. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. And each creature I control with like a counter on it, not just a +1/+1 counter at it, has add green to my mana pool. So that ramps me too. I have, let's see. That's not really ramp. Hold on. I think that's it for creatures that ramp as far as this stuff goes. I don't have Delighted Halfling in here or Birds of Paradise or any of that. These are the 4 creatures that I'm depending on for sort of early-ish ramp. I do, however, have some ramp spells. So let's look at those. So, in this deck so far, we have 3 Visits, Nature's Lore, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and Midnight Clock. So the reason Midnight Clock is in here, normally if I'm in a green deck, I'm almost never putting anything but Soul Ring and Arcane Signet as far as artifact ramp in it. I am never, like, I would not put a Simic Signet in this deck. I would never put a Simic Signet in this deck because artifacts are way more vulnerable than lands are usually, and so what you want in a green deck is ramp via spells like Nature's Lore, 3 Visits. So if I really needed another 2 ramp spell, I would do Farseek, right? Or I would do Rampant Growth, right? The reason Midnight Clock is in here is because it can proliferate and draw me cards. So that is one of the reasons that Midnight Clock is in there. And it can also refresh my graveyard if I'm playing against a mill strategy. So that one's really important to me. Now, let's look at the draw effects as far as beyond. I also have a draw effect here, but it is at 6 mana. That's my commander is a draw effect. That's at 6 mana. Teferi can pay 0 to draw a card. That's a draw effect. And let's look at the other ones. So the other draw effects here are Fathom Mage. Whenever a +1/+1 counter is placed on it, I draw a card. It has Evolve, but I can also just directly place +1/+1 counters on it. Polywog Prodigy, which is Evolve again. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with mana value less than Polywog Prodigy's power, draw a card. And I have Sabsunin, which can draw me cards when on alternate turns. And I have, let's see, what else do we have? We have Hydroid Krasis, which draws me half the number of X cards where X is half of X. I have Pier, and so I have both Pier and Toothy, but here's Toothy. Whenever I draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and when it leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. So this has to die to draw me cards. Doesn't immediately do it, but that's pretty sweet. This one draws a card when it enters, right? If I control another creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. So that's a draw effect. Toski, whenever my creatures do damage to opponents, I draw a card. And Tireless Tracker gives me clue tokens to draw cards, but also those clue tokens cracking put +1/+1 counters on it. So that's my draw effects in the creature form and planeswalker form. And then I have, let's see, do we have any draw effects in the cards? I do have, you can cast creature spells from the top of your library on this, which is effectively drawing cards at that point. In the Ranger class, once it's at level 3. But I think mostly we don't have any other draw effects. So it's something to keep in mind. But again, I have it on my commander, so I'm usually looking at that. So now let's look at the other +1/+1 counter type things that we have here. So once we make things big, obviously we want to be able... So let's look at the things that make... Just the whole purpose is to make things big. Let's look at the creatures for whom the whole purpose is to make things big. The make things big are... We have Scythe Cat Cub. And of course, Bristly Bill. Vigor is in here, and it says if damage would be dealt to a creature you control other than Vigor, prevent that damage and put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way. So if creatures are going to be dealt damage, they're going to get bigger instead. This creature's whole purpose is just to get bigger, right? It enters with 4 +1/+1 counters on it, and whenever it attacks, you double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature I control. So it attacks as an 8/8 for the first time. So, Railway Brawler, right? Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is its power. That seems fun, right? Seems like we should be making bigger things. So that's from OTJ, which is miserable to play against in Limited. Absolutely miserable. But that one makes things bigger, better, faster, stronger. Forgotten Ancient, also supposed to be big. Whenever a player casts a spell, I can put a +1/+1 counter on it, and in the beginning of my upkeep, I can move any number of the counters from it onto another creature. Mana Gorger Hydra. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. The Crimes deck, yeah. Crime deck was fun, definitely. Another thing that can get really big but do direct damage is Walking Ballista. I can at any time remove a +1/+1 counter on it to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. Notably not planeswalkers, so that's just important to remember. But this card is a house in this deck. It can often finish off the game because it gets enough 1 +1/+1 counters to be stupid. So let's look at some of the let's look at some of the effects that we have as far as silver bullet type things. We have a Scavenging Ooze to take care of opponents' graveyards and put +1/+1 counters on itself, right? We have Den Protector, which flips up with a +1/+1 counter on it and can return something from my graveyard. We have a win con in Herald of Secret Streams that says creatures with +1/+1 counters on them can't be blocked, that I control. It's so good. We have another thing that will make things bigger. We have Defiler of Vigor, right? Which whenever I cast a green permanent spell, I put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control. We have Verdurous Gearhulk, which really has been outclassed and probably shouldn't be in this, but I have the I have the lovely Omenpaths masterpiece, so I wanted to run it. So when it enters, I distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures I control. We have Vorinclex, which doubles the counters for me and reduces the counters for opponents. Sexy Clexy. We have Benevolent Hydra, which is a hardened scales on a stick, right? If 1 or more +1/+1 counters we put on another creature I control, that many +1 are put on. Sleepwalk Grotto! We have Zimone Paradox Sculptor, which at the beginning of combat on my turn, I can put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures I control, and then I can pay 1 and a blue to double the number of each kind of counter on up to 2 target creatures and or artifacts I control, which is kind of cray-cray. I have Steelbane Hydra, which I can remove +1/+1 counters from it to destroy target artifact or enchantment, which is kind of awesome. I am considering that like puppy that gets +1/+1 counters and when it attacks is saddled and, you know, can destroy artifacts and enchantments, but it's interesting. I have Plaxcaster Frogling that has Graft 3, comes into play with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, but and I can whenever another creature comes into play, I can remove a +1/+1 counter from this creature and put it on that, right? Move it from this to that. But I can also just pay 2 to give target creature with a +1/+1 counter hexproof. So, no, sorry, Shroud. Can't be the target of spells or abilities. Anyone's spells or abilities. So that's really sweet. I can protect my other creatures with +1/+1 counters on them. This one, Voracious Hydra, is interaction. Comes into play with +1/+1 counters, but then can fight something. Or just get really, really big. I have Altered Ego, which allows me to copy something, but it also enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. Anything on the board doesn't have to be mine. And then I also have a Deep Glow Skate to proliferate. Double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. This card is so much fun. Do not, like, this is just, it's cheap now too. It used to be expensive. So don't sleep on that one. That one's a fun one for any of your counter-based decks. It doesn't even have to be +1/+1 counters. It can be anything, right? It can be planeswalkers. It can be your toxic counters on opponents, like poison counters on opponents. It can be, target permanents. It can't be players. Sorry. It can't be those, sadly. It's just permanents. It can be your artifacts. It can be your enchantments, your sagas, right? Your planeswalkers, etc. So anyway, sorry. It can be -1/- counters on opponent's stuff too. So Evolution Sage, right? Whenever land enters the battlefield, proliferate, add 1 of counters there. And we have Peer, which is if 1 or more counters we put on a permanent my team controls, that many +1 of each of those counters, right? So it's another, you know, hardened scales type thing effect, which is super sweet. Then we come to the, we did something with unblockable, but we also are going to do stuff with evasion. So here we have Tuskguard Captain gives +1/+1 counters, creatures with +1/+1 counters on them trample. That's key. In the same vein, we have Pride Malkin, which again gives trample. If you noticed on the last one back here where we are also drawing a card, Zegana also gives things with +1/+1 trample, +1/+1 counters trample. That's key. And then we also have 2 that give flying. We've got Skatewing Spy, which gives anything with +1/+1 counter on it, flying. And then again, each creature with a +1/+1 counter has flying is Sapphire Drake. So there's actually a large number of uncommons in this deck. It turns out, uncommons compared to most stuffs. Then we have Champion of Lamholt, which says that creatures with power less than its power can't block creatures I control. So this thing gets big very fast, and then it makes blocking nearly impossible for opponent. So it's really, really sweet. So as far as the spells that we have the usual, like, villains. The usual villains here, which are the following. You're going to see the doubling season. That's going to double the counters. You're going to see the branching evolution. That's going to double the counters. You're going to see Ozolith, which means that I get to keep the counters that I have in play and put it on something else, also known as Argonath. you're going to see Ozolith, the Shattered Spire, that is going to be a Hardened Scales effect, right? But can also add counters itself. You are going to see Innkeeper's Talent, right? Starts putting +1/+1 counters, giving ward, and then doing doubling season for the counters on at the end. You're going to see Fight Rigging, which, again, my creatures get big fast, so I get the free spell pretty fast, but I keep putting +1/+1 counters on my things. You're going to see Silk Guard to put +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures I control and give them hexproof until end of turn to protect things. Obviously, you're going to see Hardened Scales, and you're going to see Heroic Intervention to protect. And you're going to see a very reviled card, but this is the only deck I have it in. This is Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Very cool. And this is the pre-release foil, which was really sweet to open. So another way to protect we have is the Natural Inspiring Call, right? Creatures gain indestructible, and I draw the cards for the creatures that are +1/+1. And as far as other just useful cards we have in here, we have Beast Within, which is very important for any green deck that doesn't have access to a lot of removal. So, you know, this can help green-blue take care of enchantments and artifacts that are problems. Green has less of a problem taking care of artifacts and enchantments, but this can also kill creatures that we have trouble dealing with, that we don't have a creature big enough to fight or do stuffs. Etc. So, but it's just really versatile and very important, and we really don't care about somebody getting a 3/3 green beast, so that's one of the key cards that you're looking for in green at that point. We have Void Slime, counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability, one of the better counter spells ever made, but does cost 3. We have Calming Verse, because I'm an asshole. This is destroy all enchantments I don't control. I have to tap all my lands to do it. But I destroy all enchantments I don't control. If I leave an untapped land, I destroy all enchantments I control as well, but there's no reason to do that. So, but this is a jerk card in EDH. It's so mean. It's so freaking mean. But I do run it in decks like this where the deck itself is not that competitive, so. And I also run Plasm Capture, which is the fixed mana drain, sorry. It is 2 green and 2 blue. Oh, we can still do the midweek sealed? Okay, all right, we'll do the midweek sealed. So at the beginning of your next pre-combat main phase, add X mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool where X is that spell's converted mana cost. So this is a fixed mana drain, and we are running it in this deck because I felt like it. And then, of course, Bala Ged Recovery, which is a land or a recursion spell. So that is the current... Get another alchemy card spell and never used exactly Zombub. So worth it. No, but I'll take any Phantom Sealed or Limited. I will absolutely love doing, and I will play the hell out of. So thanks for telling me about that. Now, so that's what's in this deck so far. There are some really cool new cards to add to it, and I just have to figure out which ones to do so. So, like, Sphere Grid is crazy from Final Fantasy, right? Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and creatures you control with +1/+1 counters have reach and trample is crazy, right? That's wonderful. The Earth Crystal is also stupid. Adding more counters. Season of Gathering is great with this, right? And it also allows me to destroy artifacts and enchantments as well. We just don't have that many things that do that. We do have that one Hydra, but like... And then Warden of the Grove putting counters on things is super sweet. And I also have this artwork, which is so stunning. So stunning. That thing, that is so sick. We have a Gold Vein Hydra, which is just really good in this deck. We have Oaka, where I can remove a counter and draw a card. That's pretty sweet too. And we have a Mossborn Hydra that just gets really dumb. Obviously better in a landfall deck than this one, but if I can just put an extra +1/+1 counter on it per turn, that doubling gets really stupid really fast. And then we also have Wave Goodbye. Return each creature without a +1/+1 counter on it to its owner's hand. So, like, these are the ones that I'm considering putting in this deck. And so I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. There's also Sin. Sin. This just looks like so much fun. And either way, Sin will get into this deck or the Bant deck. Things that don't make it into this deck, but that were late cuts, I'll probably put in the other one. But this one, Sin is so sick. So 7 mana flying, trample 5/5. But as it enters, remove all counters from any number of artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. It enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is twice the number of counters removed this way. So you can pull all your opponent's counters off. Any counters that opponents have, you can pull all of them off. This gets huge. And when it dies, you can put its counters on target creature you control. And then get it back into your library, which is so sweet. But yeah, anyway. So I'm also considering Sin. So, and sinning sounds good. So, oh man, we're so close to a draft here. I don't want to go do the sealed when we're so close to a draft. All right, so, but anyway. I'm so excited about this. Am I running Great Henge in this deck? No. I'm running Great Henge in a lot of other decks. I decided not to run it in this one. It is really good in this deck. It's really powerful. I have extra Great Henges to run, but I try not to make all my decks the same or to put all the most powerful cards in every deck. Like, I just want them to be a little bit more unique, and they don't have to be super overpowered, each of them. But, there is a new card that gives trample to +1/+1 creatures. I forgot what it is, though. But I'll have to think about it. But, so, I mean... So there's going to be some really cool new stuff in the Tidus deck that I'm very, very interested in that is white. Oh, by the way, the sideboard for this one also has a few other cards. The sideboard for this deck has the requisite Simic Ascendancy, which is just so much fun, right? Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, put that many growth counters on this, right? It can add counters to target creature I control, but then if it has 20 or more growth counters on it, I just win the game at the beginning of my upkeep. It's so cool. It's such a jank card, but it's fun. Obviously, we have the Game Changer that I took out. We have Launus. Launus is so much fun. We can investigate whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on it, and it has Evolve. And whenever I sacrifice a clue, I can put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature I control. So it's pretty sweet. But I couldn't find a place for it yet. We've got Paw Patch Recruit, right? Which allows me to keep pumping things when they target something else. We got a Primeval Protector that was taken out a long time ago. We have a Quilled Great Worm as an option. Man, there's so many good things. And a 20-toed toad. So when it attacks, I win the game if there are 20 or more counters on it, or I have 20 or more cards in hand, which with Zagana, I can often have like 30 or 40 cards in hand. So there's so many cool things that I want to add to this deck that I'm like, and ways that I can make it more ridiculous, including Great Henge. Yeah. I'm having so much fun. But yeah, we could absolutely add a Great Henge to this deck. It's not like I don't have extras. It's just that I don't want it to be the same as all the other decks, and that's taking the place perhaps of something that's more interesting to me and new and different. But yeah, that's a definite thing I could do. For now, I'm gonna replace this Hardened Scales, the Cons version, with the Cons version is coming out, and this Hardened Scales, the Woe specials is coming in. Because that I actually want in this deck. That's nicer. Should put that aside so I remember that I did it and can log it on Moxfield. Galta? No. Galta doesn't have anything to do with a +1/+1 counters theme. So, one of the things that I will do, like, that Galta might be a perfectly, like, since I have lots of big cards, Galta's a perfectly reasonable thing to do to, like, play a powerful card early, but it's not in theme. I often prefer to stay on theme rather than adding cards that are, you know, ridiculously just powerful on their own. And so Galta is in my dinosaur deck, both of them. The ferocious one and the regular dino deck, the not the mama. But Galta is not in this and will never be, probably. Just because I prefer those. Okay. Oh man, I hate to leave these people who are waiting for a traditional draft with just like two particular opens. I really want to well, me. What I'll do is I'll update the deck really quickly with that hardened scales and see if we get the time. Did he do? Okay. So okay. So you mean Frenzied Baloth? Which one's that? All right, let's fix the hardened scales. Where are you? You're here. Switch printing. Okay, that's good for that. All right, so this hardened scales goes away. And that's all set. Is there something I want to do instead of that? I need to keep an eye on this. No, we lost a person. All right, so since we lost a person, all right, I'm gonna go and do. So let's cancel this. I'm gonna go and try for that sealed that you were saying. Okay, 8 hours to the Omenpaths. Here it is. Start. Oh wait, I hate sealed, but it's free. I only hate sealed when it's not free. Oh, let's see what's... Oh, this is... Oh. Let's see what's supported. But black looks pretty good with the anti-causal. If we could go black-white, that's pretty sexy. But red is also an option. Ugh. White has a couple good cards, but 3 starport securities supposed to sell it and a light blade. Ugh. All right, let's see. Black looks good so far. God, that's a lot of good early drops. That's nice. Oh, this black looks great. Red looks pretty good so far too. Let's see. Yeah, and 2 interceptor mechans. Okay. Oh, but a sea chip agrarian. A Grove Strider. Yeah, no, green doesn't have the early drops. All right. Extinguisher Battleship. This goes best in green because you have a lot of 5 toughness in green. So like the fungal and the Grove Strider, super sweet with it, but I'm gonna entertain the Pinnacle and but I'm not gonna put the Battleship in this one. Even though you could get to 8 mana and wipe their board, I still think this is probably like we're using other stuff for that. Yeah, we have the Ballad, so okay. The Servandum is an interesting potential splash. I didn't get a lot of things that create lander tokens though. Besides the plunge, I think there's nothing else that besides the plunge that produces a lander token. So I have a command bridge in that one lander token to fix for the Servandum, but I don't think I'm supposed to. I think I have enough other things to do. So Vestige is on 4 in theory. Saw ship and kill ship are questions. I think the kill ship probably doesn't need to be in here with orbital plunge 2 grav kills, 0 point embrace and that. So, like, I could cut Kill Ship and the Dragon and run the Saw Ship. Dragon is fun. We do have 2 Zookeeper mechans, but I think we cut the Dragon. Keep the Mock Sight. The question is whether I run the command bridge. I do need double black. I don't need double red, so... Oh, wait, I do need double red for the Caveron. Maybe 1 command bridge is fine. But I do have 2 other tap lands. We have both planets. Jesus Christ. So this is 9 and 9 sources. 9 red, 9 black. That should be fine. Let's go. And run 41 because I'm, again, lazy. Lazy, lazy, lazy. Bad lazy. Don't do this. Hi, Floofa. Hello, Floof. Actually, I probably should have Blade of Swamp because there is that 1 double black card, the timeline color. Oh, that has to die. I don't have a removal for it. Punished! Punished! Okay. Actually, getting the grav heal here is really nice. Alright, excuse me, cat. I love you. I'm going to try and figure out what to do here. But yeah, I knew as soon as I played it out that it was wrong, and I was like, oh man, okay. Okay, so we timeline color here. Hey, Night of Yore! Alright, timeline color it is. Okay, they can easily get a +1/+1 counter on something here by tapping down 2 creatures for that. Obviously, they're not going to attack with a Chaplain, and they're not going to attack with a 2/2 because that came into play this turn. Yes, I could have, but that cost me 2 life, and they're in a aggro deck, and so I didn't want... Oh, boy. Let's go! Because if you do that, it'll come into play warped, but it'll go back to your hand, and then I'll have to take the damage from the other stuffs. So 4 back, possibly more. Thinking focus fire happens here. Yep. Let's go! Take at least one here. I could have waited for their upkeep or see what they do, but then they can crew this, like... Just gonna get the full mana value out of everything. Okay. Pangolini! Yeah, Pangolini's fun. Escobar, definitely. Double the free wild cards, yeah. Or the alchemy card you're never gonna use. Hmm. All right. See what happens here. Howdy. Perfect Jund 3. No fixing. Okay. Oh, sorry about the massacre. All right. Hmm. This is a we already did the midweek magic that was a draft. We finished off the draft we did the other day with a trophy. We played one game of the draft we did the other day, one match, and then we did 2 more matches of that traditional draft. We tried to get into another traditional draft, but it didn't work out so well. Okay, that has to die. Ugh, I want to do Virus Beetle, Embrace, and this all at once, but I can't. Sadness. Yeah, so we trophied that, and then we tried to get another traditional draft going, but it just didn't quite fire, so we're doing the sealed midweek magic now, and then we'll try and get more drafts to fire a little bit. So pump spell or something to kill this. Could attack with this, let them use it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get in for 1 damage, see what they do. Okay, now even if they kill the Mechan, we have something that can crew up the Saw ship. Alright, they draw 2. It's interesting. I probably wouldn't have blocked that if they attacked first, but they couldn't guarantee that, so... So unless they have 2 removal spells, I probably get there. Looks like they might. Jesus. Okay. That's amazing. What? Huh. Show me. No, you could have killed that anyway. Okay. I don't want to trade for the Faithful yet with the Evangel. We do have other ways to do stuff. sacrifice things like an orbital plunge and so on. Do I have any draw discard that I need to... Oh, Melded Moxite. I need to keep this in hand for Melded Moxite. I think we just pass. I mean, I can attack. It's not the worst. I could pump this and attack. If I played this out. I don't think we do. I think we have the long game in theory. We have a really good cards to draw. But maybe they also have really good dog cards, period, clearly. That's a good one. All right, so we get this, and I get to kill the Mechan and draw 2 cards. Ooh! Caveron. Although they have 2 lethal threats on board. They have to have 2 removal spells for this. And chances are I'm attacking, not actually stationing this. Unless I draw another creature. There are 13 cards left in library. We are at 19. Yeah, they're dead. Okay. Have I maxed out my Edge of Eternities collection? All but the bonus sheet, I think. All right, we can win one more and get one more cosmetic thing. As much as we care, right? I care about some of the cosmetics in all honesty. Like, some of them are pretty cool. Forest jump. Okay, if I draw a land, this hand is good. I need to draw 2 lands, basically. Or 1 if it's a mountain, so I can play the Zookeeper. I'm gonna risk it. There's nothing riding on this. Yay! Again, should have played the swamp. I was just so excited to play the Mechan. Not punished. Naya. No fixing. Wow. You gonna bolt the bird? No. Okay. Oh, attacks. What? Okay. Ah, that's annoying. That makes Cythera worse. By a lot. Oh well. Really? Alright, let's hope they don't have an enchantment removal piece here. Okay. That's a sad part about you social engineering is if you don't actually have any lands after you find them. They found a land. Nice. Nice. Deck is good. All right. Midweek magic events completed. 7 hours and 37 minutes until Omenpaths. See if we can get this to fire. Two seats. All right. I want to fit so many of these cards in this deck. I probably can't. There's never enough... Never enough space in a commander deck for all the cards I want to put in. Never. It's brutal. It's so brutal. Well, no, it's just like, I actually am not even cutting cards at this point. I'm just trying to sub in some cards in a deck that's already built. It's just so painful. But yes, cutting is also brutal. All right, one more person for the draft. I think Earth Crystal's got to be better than Fight Rigging in this, even though Fight Rigging's fun. This one's not brewing. This one's just fixing up. It's Prime Speaker Zagana right now. The other two decks are another +1/+1 counter deck that's Bant, and then a food deck. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, I've got to... I really love Fight Rigging. I think it's fantastic. But I think Earth Crystal's actually better in the deck. Not only does it make my things cost less, but it also has that doubling effect that is so key. I think I have to put Earth Crystal in over Fight Rigging. It's a shame to, like, cut that, but I can always put it in the other deck, the Fight Rigging. Yeah, so that'll be one change. Um... Yeah, sorry, Fight Ranking is also shiny, yes. And Earth Crystal is too. So yeah, like these are the cards like the Warden of the Grove, the 20-toed Toad, the Sin, the Wave Goodbye, the Moss, and the Ogaka, and the Gold Vein, and the Season, and the Sphere Grid. They're all so good in this deck. And I don't have space. Because I love all the other cards too. Grr, arg. Bugger. Warden of the Grove. At the beginning of your end step, put a plus counter on this creature. Whenever another Dawn token, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. I feel like that's really good for this deck. I just... I wouldn't know what I would want to take out for it. I mean, I could cut Vigor. Vigor's fun, but it's not necessarily the best. And obviously, Verdurous Gearhulk is kind of actually not very good in this deck. It's fun, but I really don't want to. Oh, beautiful though. It's just outclassed. Yeah. Also, yeah, the masterpiece is just gorgeous. I mean, Scavenging Ooze is so important. Like, exiling cards from the graveyard is so key, and this deck doesn't have any other way to interact with graveyards. I think those would be the two that are possible, as far as creatures go. Oh, man. Fun. Fun is what I'm looking for. I'm going to put 20-toed Toad in instead of Vigor. Because that just looks like so much fun. And then... I'm going to put Goldvein Hydra in for Verdurous. I think those are the... A hassle or a hassle? What is a hassle? I don't understand what is smart detection? Freaking okay. Yeah, right. So HASSLE. I don't. It must mean that something else is bad about that word. And now I'm gonna have to go look it up because, yeah. No, I mean like I don't think... Maybe they were like, the use of two Z's is how people just, you know, try to disguise something. I don't even know. Anyway, I think those are the subs that I'm going to make for now. And I don't think... I mean, Wave Goodbye is so good with the deck. So is Season of Gathering and Sphere Grid. Jeez. But I can put them in the other deck. Yeah, I guess I'll try and put those in the other deck. For now, I will make these changes, and then I'll consider this deck sort of fixed for now. And then I'll work on the other one. All right, we still need two players. We needed one at one point, but now we need two. All right, so let's go to the Mox fields and fix that up. Okay, so we took out Verdurus. And put in Gold Vein. And we took out Vigor. I love this card. And we put in 20-toed Toad. Because janky reasons. And we took out Fight Rigging. And put in the Earth Crystal. Okay. So. Still waiting. All right. So now, move those to the side. And those can go in the other deck if we want them to. And these go in the... That goes in the spells. This goes in the creatures. All right. So that's the +1/+1 counter deck that I have. That's Simic. It's Prime Speaker's Zagana. That's its whole point. So now we're working on the... The Tidus deck has a lot of similar cards, obviously. You know, a few of the same cards, and like a lot of similar ones. But it's got the white cards, which is super, super fun. Nib, welcome, welcome! Oh, we got a draft, we got a draft, we got a draft! Hey, Nib, how are you doing? How was your stream? What did we do? What did you play? We're just so excited to get this draft to fire here. We're doing another traditional draft. We did the thing. You've been cubing? Okay. Cube is a mess. I don't like this cube. It's full of alchemy cards. Refuse to play Tajik? Well, I mean, to each their own, but that is one of the strongest cards, if not the strongest card in the cube. Oh yeah, sometimes you get to have lots of fun in cube. Sometimes you get to watch your opponents have lots of fun in cube. And that's okay. Oh no, they're not saying ready. No, come on, people. I believe in you. One more. Oh, man. All right, all right, all right. Let's go. Let's go. You faced it instead. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Naturally, right? I have so many cards I want to put in this deck. I'm so excited. Okay, so definitely putting that one in because I want to focus on the white a little bit more here because we do have a Simic version, so. All right. Wait, I'm playing what now? Oh, right. Possibility Technician, Mouth, Circuit Feeder, Tannic, Orbital Plunge. All great here. And I am really sad to pass this Orbital Plunge when taking a Technician. Also Tannic, because it's a Kavu, but good stuffs. Okay, I definitely want to play that. All right, vote outs. Passing a bunch of white. I should remember that and try not to go into into that. Oh, I have so many cards I want to put in this deck. Jesus. Oh no, chat. Oh no. Am I supposed to take weapons manufacturing here, chat? Hey, Absenta. Should I try for it? Only if I enjoy pain. Yeah, I mean, the last time we tried for it, it was really bad. I think I should just take this modifier. It's another Kavu for this. It's so good because of that. It's not great otherwise. Like, I'm not super impressed with it. We could do, like, Embrace or Bombard as well. Hull Carver, but... no. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Ooh! Zealot and Beetle and Mechan. If I had taken the weapons thing... oh, this is really interesting. I wonder if it will wheel. Then I could take... Okay, these two are also great. I would rather be in blue-red if I took the weapons manufacturing, but the Zealot means that it's okay either way. Ooh, okay, we're really good. We're black. Okay, fine. This is good. Let's just black-red again. Okay. Okay. All right, I could take a command bridge here. I'm going to take the Bombard. Some interesting cards in other colors here. Bombard it is. No, we actually played against a crazy weapons manufacturing deck. Look, I have two pieces of the combo. I just need two Perigee Beckoners. We played against an insane one. They had the, like, sacrifice an artifact, exile top cards of your library, and you can play them along with the weapons manufacturing. It was so dumb. Aw. Tannock as well? Alright, well, wait, this isn't a wheel. This is a second Tannock. I can just take Decode or Chrome, but I'm going to take the Tannock and see where we end up. We could be Jund. Another Tannock? They did wheel. Fine. Alright. I mean, Dirtcraft is a fine card. Huh. This is weird. I need sleeves for these cards. I'm gonna eat something soon. I'm getting shaky too. I just noticed. Haven't actually had a meal yet. Okay. How many tags is 2? No, just kidding. 3 is too many. This is still kind of oogie though. Like, we could do a siege ship. There's also mech. This card is so bad most of the time that I probably should just take the mech in. Ugh. It's still a 4/5 flyer for 7 to crew, which is not bad. It's just that the mechan is really good if we don't end up in green. It's really important, but I'm just gonna take this and we'll see where we end up going through this all. Okay. Plasma Bolt here over Chrome Companion and Sky Stinger and Biosynthetic Burst. I would take Prospector if I was still going to be in the black, I think. Psionicist is the best card here. Circuit Feeder. Alright. Hissing Quagmire is a nice pickup. I can also just let go of the green and take the Monoist here. But that's less fun for me. So I'm not going to do that. Alright, there's Monoist Bombard, Stinger Curiosity. It's a nice Landseeker pickup. Okay. Okay, let's see what we can do from here. Again, Tanic isn't that good unless you get some landers or ways to do stuffs like that. So we do have one. Not so great yet. So currently the green is not going to be run, but we'll see what actually ends up. We're giving ourselves the best shot at like having that option if we need to. Okay, invasive maneuvers over swarm color here. There is a seed ship brood tender. It's an interesting one. All right, I'm gonna take a monoist over the bombard, the second bombard here. Okay. Yarp. Do I take this and just run like a couple blue sources, or just, I mean, Terrapact and Orbital Plunge are so good here. I probably just need to take the Terrapact. But I could take this and I already have one lander token, so like I could splash for it and just pick a little bit of fixing. I'm gonna take the Intimidator. I'm gonna be disciplined. It's another Cov. Oh. All right, now I'm not gonna be disciplined anymore. F discipline. I could just take a grav kill, but like. Discipline would be grav kill, by the way. If you're actually in a competitive event, just take grav kill here. Cavaron too, and a Landseeker. Damn it! This is getting good. All right, I'm taking another Landseeker here with the Command Bridge. I do see the Command Bridge, but the Landseeker, this is a late game card anyway to some degree, so I'm gonna take this because it fixes, and it's another Kavu, so we're good there. Oh my god. Okay, Remnant Elemental's fine. A third Landseeker is probably fine here. I don't mind the Hull Carver, but I can get rid of this blade here. Embrace, sure. Deck is sick. Get rid of the Rig for War. All right, a few more pieces of like early game, and I think we're doing fine. I want the Zookeeper Mechans. That's like, I think that's one of my better pickups here. It's like a couple Zookeeper Mechans. Or one of the two ones that produces a lander in black. Wipes, yeah. And not just baby wipes. Real wipes. There it is! I could have had both! I hate everything! I'm so sad! Oh no. Take a sad plasma bolt. Yeah, I can hear it, Vinny. I can hear it. Yeah. Just give me a Zookeeper Mechan. Zookeeper Mechan, please. I know we're not going to get one, but like... Or we could Wheel of Grav kill. That is also something we could do. Uncommon for Vault Progress. I'm not going to run the Temporal. Ooh, Command Bridge. Yeah. All right, I still wanted that Zookeeper Mechan because we're a little low on 2-drops for a deck like this, but whatever. Yeah, Zookeeper Mechans would have made this deck, like, push this deck over the top. And I didn't take one. There was one I didn't take. This deck looks like fun. All right, so here's the thing. In 7 hours, this starts. And if I want to start roughly on time, I should probably go to sleep. I really want to play this draft, but it fired a little bit too late, and I actually feel tired, which is unusual. So I really want to go for as long as humanly possible with this event, so that you get the best idea of how Omenpaths, and by extension Spider-Man, will play in paper and online. So I really want to give you the best experience with that, so I need to actually sleep before that, and if that's the case. So I need to go eat and then pass out. So let's go raid somebody awesome and make sure that we get you the best experience for this. I'm hoping I can sleep. I'm hoping this is actually like real tiredness and not just like, you haven't eaten in forever. So a wizard is never late. Exactly. So you're going to have hopefully the best time ever with this. And we're going to come back and do that draft later. And I'm really excited about it. Even though it has a few too few 2-drops. And I really did want that Mechan to ramp into the Wraths. But oh well. All right. So who's online? Let's check. Akil, let's raid Akil. We love Akil, and Akil will probably be sticking around for the start of the thing, maybe. So you'll get to see some cool stuffs. And Akil is doing best of 3 draft EOE and Cube. So looks like EOE right now, but yeah. That sounds good tonight. Thanks so much for being here. All right. So I love you all. I hope you have the most wonderful morning, noon, night, afternoon tea, second breakfast, whatever time it is for you. You're going to have a blast with Akil, so I'm sending you to an amazing place. And again, always the best compliment that I can think of is to send you to someone. Like, they're just going to... Akil has a blast with you, I know, because you're the best community ever. And yes, so... Thank you all so much for being here. And again, I'm sorry to stop it right after we drafted a really cool deck, but we will play that soon. And obviously, if you miss it, don't fear. The VODs are always going to be up on YouTube, so you can see it played. Yeah, here's the YouTube link. And let's get this Omenpath stuff started. Hype for later. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And then if you're elsewhere in the world, do the conversion. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't want to go through running through all the convert for Europe. That's like so. All right, have a wonderful time. We're gonna raid now. I love you all. Akil's gonna take great care of you until I can come back. And or your favorite streamers come online for this Omenpaths early access streaming event. It's gonna be amazing. So here we go. All right, love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Here we go. Raiding now.